The progressive movement has spent a lot of time in the spotlight recently. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed weaknesses in America as millions struggled to put food on the table for their families. The killing of George Floyd in May brought the calls for police reform to the mainstream. Through it all, progressive Democrats and independents have been standing up for what they believe in while joining forces with more moderate Democrats to elect Joe Biden. What happens to this more progressive wing of the Democratic Party now? Progressives are generally defined as the wing of the Democratic Party who support more liberal ideas, like the Green New Deal and Medicare for All. Prominent progressive politicians like Ed Markey, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Ilhan Omar, and Bernie Sanders are often defined as the leaders of the progressive movement at the federal level. Progressives generally didn't support Joe Biden in the Democratic primaries. Instead, they supported more progressive candidates like
mostly Bernie, I think.
I initially supported Bernie Sanders.
Like Yang, Warren, Castro, but ultimately I was a Bernie supporter.
However, Joe Biden did win the Democratic nomination, so progressives shifted their focus to getting him elected and getting Trump out of office. The official Settle for Biden organization was created by Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren supporters who wanted to band progressives together to help get Trump out of office and elect Joe Biden. Many progressives viewed settling for Biden as
Biden, especially going into the 2020 election, was like the best chance we have, but we don't like him. Like, I personally don't like him as a person. I think that it's like he's probably done a lot of things that I disagree with, supported a lot of policies that I've considered to be very harmful.
While others viewed it as,
it was acknowledging there's something more at stake. We have to get rid of Trump. Let's deal with this and push off like the progressive values to once we have an actual Democrat in office.
Settle for Biden became a big movement with almost 300,000 follows on Instagram and countless uses of the hashtag. All that work appears to have paid off when Joe Biden won the 2020 election. However, progressives do have some concerns.
Would like to be optimistic, but I think I'm also definitely trying to go into this willing to be as critical as I need to.
His entire campaign runs upon the idea of unity of compromise, which are great ideals, but also that means that he's going to be trying to appeal to all of the parties. So that means it'll be a lot harder to push the progressive bills and legislation through, especially with things like more aggressive climate action.
I definitely am not hoping to carry the Settle for Biden mindset into his presidency if he does things I disagree with.
I'm really concerned that like the Democratic Party is going further and further right, because like on an international scale, it's already pretty right. Like American politics in general is already pretty right.
The progressive movement has a wide range of issues that they plan to address over the next 4 years, but opinions are mixed over which issues should take top priority.
Equitable education spending. I feel like that one's obvious for me, but and because we see this administration focusing so much on equality, one of the best ways to do that is to fund education at an early age.
I think probably one of the biggest ones immediately would be coronavirus. So both enacting better like COVID regulations and guidelines to help flatten the curve, get things under control. Obviously, it's been so devastating to the entire country.
I want work on climate change, push towards some form of like, even if we can't get Medicare for all, like please just like a public option, like I'll take it, because that's a step in the right direction.
Advocacy and volunteering in the political world is also something progressives aim to continue doing throughout the next 4 years.
Personally, I've been reading stuff about about Democrats trying to pack Congress with more progressive candidates in the event that they're able to get a more progressive candidate into office. Hopefully in the near future, interning for one of them, we'll see. But that's the plan.
I think next year going to college, I think is like a really good opportunity to kind of like surround yourself with people and causes that you really believe in. So I think being in Boston, supporting a lot of those local things, pushing for more like Boston specific police reform and policy measures, stuff like that.
I know there won't be elections for, a couple of years until the midterms, but right then I'm going to get like, interning and working on those campaigns. And up until then, I think it's really all about putting pressure on representatives and, senators to make sure that the right bills get passed. So
For the first time in 4 years, progressives have a Democratic administration in the White House, and there is hope that a lot of progress will be made, especially after Democrats won the Georgia runoffs. However, progressives don't plan to stop their advocacy, and they hope to continue holding the Biden administration accountable. This has been Cathryn Krajewski for New Media Lit, signing off.